everybody, welcome back to www.GinaCooksPKU.com and welcome back to my kitchen. After several requests, I'm going to make pizza dough. This dough will make any kind of dinner rolls, hamburger rolls, hot dog rolls, breadsticks, anything you want, really. I'm just going to show you the basic recipe that I use for dough. I am using a Cuisinart bread maker, and it's the one behind me. I will have it on my website. You'll be able to see it on there if that's the one you choose, or use the one you have. So I have the bread pan here, guys. This is where I start. And what I normally do is I put the liquid in first. So I already added 3/4 cup of almond milk. I've had the best success with almond milk. Coconut milk is awesome in the bread mix, other than it does increase the fees. So I stick with the almond milk as a rule. So I put the 3/4 cup of almond milk and 1 1/4 cup of water. Warm water, not hot, so that it messes with the yeast. So just, you know, to the touch, lukewarm water. So once I have my liquid in the pan, I just set that aside, okay? If you like, I like just a little bit of sweetness to my bread, so I just add a little bit of agave, maybe a teaspoon of agave. You can also use stevia, raw sugar, whatever you like, honey, it doesn't matter, but I just add a little bit of sweetness to my bread, to my doughs. Okay guys, so what I do is I go ahead and get a large bowl. I use Taste Connections bread mix. A lot of mommies have asked me, can they use different mixes? I don't see why not. I haven't. This is the mix that I use and that I love. But, you know, if you were to use a bread mix, a gluten-free bread mix, or one of the other ones, let me know how it turns out, okay? This is just the one that I've used that works for me. So I go ahead and I put in 3 cups of the bread mix, and this is the Taste Connections bread mix that I'm using. I put in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose organic flour. Make sure your flour, this is important, is 3 grams of protein per 1/4 cup. A lot of times on your label it will say 4 grams of protein per 1/4 cup. Make sure it says 3 grams to keep the fees in check, okay? Once I add the all-purpose flour, I add a tablespoon of my baking powder. I add a 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. I add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Sugar helps the yeast rise, and it also adds a nice flavor to your bread. I add 2 teaspoons of sea salt. Does it have to be sea salt? No, it doesn't. I've used the Himalaya pink sea salt. I've used Mediterranean sea salt, Italy sea salt, whatever you want to use. My choice is the sea salt, so that's what I'm putting in. Okay, so as long as you have some salt in there, you're good. The other thing I like to do is spice it up a little bit, give it a little zing. I'm using an organic, it's called Frontier Pizza Seasoning, okay? So like 2 teaspoons of that, guys, 1 teaspoon, really, that's all you need. Take a look, that's, you know, it just mixes together. Now what I have to do is sift this. So I plug in a hand mixer, and I'm just going to give that a good sift. I don't know why, but it makes all the difference in the world. Takes out all the chunks. You're not going to have any chunks in your doughs. Now what I'm going to do is just place the dry mix right on top of my liquid. Okay, once I have everything in there, I'm going to make like a little hole with my finger, and then I'm going to take Rapid Rise yeast. Okay, they come in little packets. I keep them in the refrigerator, not in the refrigerator, in a cool, dry cupboard until I'm ready to use it. For some reason, when I buy the yeast in the containers and then I refrigerate them, I'm not sure what happens, but my breads do not come out the same. So I keep it in a cool, dry cupboard, okay, in the individual packets to ensure, I think it ensures the freshness. I could be wrong. Okay, so once I have that in there, I'm going to set my bread mix into my bread maker. Excuse me. Once my bread pan is in my bread maker, I'm going to close that, plug it in, and I'm going to set it for a 2-pound loaf, white bread, and I'm just going to start it. Now it starts to knead. This is really, really important, guys, okay? So you want to flip this open and just watch while it's kneading. I take a butter knife and I just kind of help the mix into the center where the little kneader is going around, just so that I make sure that all the mix is getting into the center and that I have enough liquid in there, okay? That it's not absorbing too much or dry or, you know, too loose. It looks great, but I will wait until the slow knead stops, and then it's going to go to a quicker knead. And I just want to make sure that I'm helping that the outer edges get towards the center, okay? I need to design my own bread maker, by the way. Then I can reduce this step. Once I'm sure that it's working, I just let it go. Again, I'm going to watch it for a few minutes and just periodically push that outer ends towards the middle, and then it's going to knead into a beautiful dough. If by chance it was a little dry, you see it a little bit dry, don't be afraid to take a little bit of your almond milk and just pour a little in there, maybe a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. If it's too wet, if it's too loose and it doesn't look like a ball, just take a little bit of your flours and just put it in there, just, you know, a little bit, and then help it together. You want a nice smooth ball of dough is what you're looking for. And this is perfect. So all I'm doing is pushing it towards the center. Okay, guys, and then this should do its own work now. Now, as you can see, I already have 2 other machines going because today is bread making. I can go do my lawn. I can do whatever I want. This is going to knead. It's going to do 2 rises. It's set for like 2 hours. I have 2 hours to do whatever I want. I'm going to come back. We're going to videotape it when it's ready, and we're going to pull out the dough right before it bakes, and I'm going to show you how to make the pizza crust. Okay? Be right back, guys.